What do you say, folks? Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We're playing a little bit of morning baseball here before I head off to do my Thanksgiving things across town. But I got a little bit of time here, so I'm going to go back to some more season ticket. I never did make the gym. Needless to say, ID and myself, we were up late last night doing the chat till, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something like that. So, needless to say, I ended up sleeping in today. Never did make the gym. That's all right. It's still all good, if you will. So today we're going to try to play some more season ticket as I get back into that. It's so fun. And one of the things is like learning all these different games has been really kind of fun as well. I'm just setting up my chat room here like I do. I really do like all the different games and learning the different intricacies and how they work. I do like that. Alrighty. So as David C stops by, happy Turkey Day. Yep. I'll be heading that way in just a minute. Let me just get to the game here. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, so we're back here, and we got some Rangers and Orioles. I wore my Rangers hat, so that means they're gonna lose. That's just kind of how it works, you know. And yeah, so we're going to play some ball here today. Now, both teams are still kind of in the playoff hunt, if you will, here in my 79 replay. And this is the one that I've been playing with all different games, if you remember. So I've been kind of all over the place with this one. But the computer's been handling most of the games, as you know. All right, so Texas, where are they right now? So they're 6.5 back. So this is August 20th. So this time, but I mean, the Angels are going to have to really kind of go on a losing streak, and so is the White Sox for the Rangers to get back here. But they're still kind of on the bubble. So I like to play the bubble teams instead of always the first place teams. We'll get some Angels on here shortly. The Orioles, they were in first place most of the way, and they've tailed off. And so now they're back. But that's a good jam right there. Look at that. We got Yankees in first, Tigers and Orioles 1.5 back, and the Red Sox 2.5 back. And they lost last night here in the channel. And that was kind of a killer. It was that game they lost to the White Sox. The White Sox in the West, if you see here, that was a big win for them. They're 5.5 back. They got a bigger hill to climb, but they can ill afford to lose some games, if you will. Alrighty, so we're going to play some season ticket baseball here. It's been a while since I played this. I played last night, so I'm still kind of getting back into the flow of it. So hopefully I will play it correctly. As I try to take on some of the more advanced rules in this one because they're so fun. They really are. When you start doing the stealing and the holding, it takes me a minute to kind of figure all that out and the bunting, but it's a little bit better than just the basic rules. I enjoy playing that. All right, so we got Mike Flanagan on the mound. He's a lefty. Okay, he's going to start things off. And Bump Willis will lead things off for Texas. So here we go. It's Texas. It's Baltimore. Thanksgiving Day baseball. Yeah, I know. I should be playing football, right? But I'm all set up for season ticket baseball, so we're going to play some season ticket baseball. Here we go, folks. And we got a roll of 3, 5, and 1. And that's going to be off the batter card. And a 3, 5, and 1 is he's going to pop this up to third base at DeCinces. And DeCinces will come over, and he'll make the catch. And there's one away. So Bump Willis flies out harmlessly. Mickey Rivers. I always like Mickey Rivers. Not when he played with New York, though. Mickey Rivers now, so it's a lefty on a lefty, if you will. And we have a 6-6-2. Uh-oh. Do you know what I don't know? I don't have my Baltimore field. Hang on one sec, folks. I knew I was going to forget something. So I need my Baltimore field. Arlington Memorial Stadium. Here we are. I need to get my chart out here. There we go. Memorial Stadium. There we go. I knew I was missing one. That's the one thing you got to do. You got to have the stadiums ready to go. All right, so we got a 6-6-2. So let's look at the chart here. A 6-6-2. That's going to be hit down to third base. And coming over and making that play is DeCinces, the long throw, and he gets him on the ground ball. So that is that. And there's 2 away. And Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell will come up here as Keith stops by. Happy Thanksgiving. 33rd Street Magic. Yeah, it might be tonight. It might be. All right, Buddy Bell. And we're going to roll our season ticket dice here. We get a 281 off the pitcher card versus the righty. 281. Uh-oh. This is going to be a deep drive into left field on the 281. A power of 6. So let's pull out our chart. Roenicke going back. A power of 6 plus the 2 die, the white and the blue. A power of 6 with it. Oh, it's an 8. And it's going to drop in for a base hit. And now the batter, okay, so it's 8. The batter, I think he has to try for a base. If I'm looking at that correctly here. Hang on one second here. This is one of those weird things that he has to try for a base. There it is right here. Okay, runner event. So we got a single, 2 bases, and the batter question mark with that. So that means he must challenge the fielder's arm. Okay, so this is hit into left field to Roenicke, and he's going to try to get 2 out of this. He's going to try to stretch this into a double. So let's check Roenicke's arm. So for challenging the arm, so Roenicke's arm in left field is a 4. Buddy Bell's speed is a 3. All righty. So how this works is Roenicke's arm is a 4 plus 10 because we go to our challenges here. So at the arm, it's 4 arm plus 10, so it's a 14. So we got 3 dice roll plus the 3 to see if he can get the double. All right, so Bell slashed this in the left field. Let's roll the die. We have to be at a 14. Actually, these dice have to be 11 because he's got a 3. So we need an 11 or more. And easily in the second base with a double. So Bell slaps that into left field, and we'll get the double. And I enjoy that. I know that takes a little bit longer to sort out, but I do enjoy that interaction throwing for the base there. Although I do say I think it's a little easy. I think that the person rolling the 3 die has a distinct advantage. Maybe that's how the game is designed, but I feel like there's a distinct advantage for the player doing the challenging because you get the 3 die roll plus your thing. It's not just adding 10. And if you take the average of the 3 dice, you know, it's 5, 5, and 3, so 13 is the average. So you definitely have a better chance of getting there than not. All right, Oliver now with 2 outs and a man on second base, and that man is Bell. We got a 400, and that's going to be a walk no matter what. So he gets the Pantera walk. Richie Zisk will come up now, as we've had 5 batters in the inning. So not a good inning there for Flanagan so far. He got the first 2, but now he's struggling. Richie Zisk, he's a righty. A 1, 5, and a 2, and fly ball in the right field. Singleton coming over, makes the catch, and Flanagan gets out of the jam. So we're going to go to the second now. Orioles coming up. I do like these cards, by the way. I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday and a little bit on the show. What I like about these cards is you have to print them yourself. There's a lot of whites. There's not a lot of printing here. There's not a lot of shading and things that are going to chomp up your ink. There's just enough color with the team up here that gives me a little bit of immersion. A little bit of shading here with the batting. But for the most part, it's very light printing. Like I say, I printed a whole ream yesterday. I printed a ton of teams, a season ticket. And I didn't really use, I wasn't running out of ink every 5 minutes either because it's just, there's not a lot of ink being used. It's more of a text document. So I do like that. So if you're creating a game or if you have a game or whatever it is and you're creating something that needs to be printed out, go easy on the color ink, okay? Have a lot of white background. There's been games that I won't play because I don't want to print out a complete page of color. There's more than one game that I have that I would play more of, but I just don't feel like chomping up my ink. Really don't. All right, so Bunbury comes up now. He'll lead things off. We have Brian Allard on the mound, or Allard. I'm not sure how that's read, but we have Brian's on the mound for the Rangers today. And I got my Rangers hat, so again, they're going to probably not win. A 195, and that's going to be a single in the right field. So Bunbury waxes in the right field, and the leadoff runner is on. Now, Bunbury, speed of 6. So let's see. Let's go through the I like to do this here. So we're going to go through the procedure now, the hold rating and the steal. All right, so the runner may attempt to establish a lead. So Bunbury, steal rating is 4. So 4 plus the blue and the white die, is that going to be greater than 15? All right, so he's got a hold plus 10. So we got to roll 11 or more on the blue and the white only. Blue and the white only. And no, a 9. So a 9 and a 4 is 13. That does not beat 15. So a good job by Allard holding him to first base. So we will not try to steal. I like that. I like that mechanic a lot. It's just, I got to remember it, but I like that mechanic. Now, Belanger, his bunting's a 7. So he's not going to steal, but we could try to bunt. As you know, I like small ball. So here's my bunting strategies now. All right, so it's the bunt. So all 3 die plus the bunt rating is 7. Higher, the better. All right, here we go. So Belanger is going to square the bunt. And we're going to get a 15 plus 7 is 22. So this is dropped in front to the catcher. All right, so now all runners advance, batter out if the arm can beat the speed, plus 10. So we got a 15 speed. So the arm of so he drops the bunt in front of the plate. That's a good bunt. Sundberg's going to try to make the play. All right, so here's Sundberg. And we said his speed is a 5, right? So we got a 15. So Sundberg, his arm is a 6. So we need to roll all 3 die, adding 6 to it, and beat a 15. So we need basically 9. So it's dropped in front of the plate. Sundberg picks it up. A 9 or better combined, and Belanger's out. And no, it's a 7. So that's a 7 and 6. That's a 13, and Belanger beats it out. So a perfectly executed bunt. We're going to call this an infield hit, actually. Yeah, we're going to call it an infield hit. So it's going to be drops it in front of the plate. Belanger will beat it out as Sundberg cannot make the play. I mean, this it's probably a different way of scoring that, but for me, I'm fine with that. I don't want to take all day. Singleton comes up. There's 2 on. Absolutely nobody out. He's a 3 bunter, so we're not going to bunt anymore. We're going to let him swing away. So Oriolio's got things cooking here. Get into the kitchen. Things are cooking. Or whatever that thing is that ID and Berglund say. Here's the pitch. It's a 358 and struck him out. So there's 1 away as Singleton. Cannot get the single. Eddie Murray. Is he going to take me home tonight, or is he going to knock in some runs? What's going on here? Eddie Murray. 450 against the righty. A 450 is a fly ball into left field, F7, lazy and short. And Oliver's going to get it. So 2 away. So each team's stranding some runners here. Last gasp for Lee May to get something done. Lee May is hitting. Today, Lee May is the DH, and he's hitting 274 here in my replay. Not bad. He's played a lot less games, though, in my replay. And not that I've done every game, but. So we have a 2, and a 9. So he's a righty, a 2, and a 9, 229. Line shot right to third base, and that would have been a double play, I think. I like to look at these things to find out what it was. So it's a line shot with an R1. And, yeah, so the runner at first would have been doubled up as it was hit down to second base. So a 229 is a line shot to runner at third. So there is no runner at third, so we ignored that. So it's just a line shot down to third base. So L5. And Lee May leaves bases, men on base is not good. They've stranded 2. And so we go to the top of the second, and we're still tied here at 0-0. A couple of hits, though, in that inning. That was kind of fun. All right, so we have John Ellis coming up. John Ellis from Texas, a 634. And a 634 over here in this chart is going to be a fly ball to center field. Al Bumbry swooping over. He will make the catch. And Ellis goes down. Billy Sample is the DH today. He's hitting 260, well below his 292 in real life. Again, he's playing in a lot less games, although we still have a bunch of games to go. But still, it seems like he's on pace for less games, but I could be very wrong. Sample against Flanagan. The pitch. 175, and that's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. And it's going to be a single for Sample. So Sample is on with one away, and that brings up Eric Soderholm. Now, Sample, he's got some decent speed. We're going to try it. We're going to see if we can get him to steal. All right, so his steal is a 4. And so let's check the hold rating again. It's 8. Wow. 18. Let's just see if he gets the lead. So we need to beat an 18 with the blue and the white die plus a 4. So we need a 14, and no, we get 9. So we don't get the lead, so we're not going to steal. So Flanagan doing a good job of holding the runner. And so get the cards on the table here a little bit better. And Soderholm will come up now against Flanagan. No one's going to steal. And we got a 545. So this is hit down to Dower at second base. All righty. So Dower's card, 545 at second base. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Now, Sample can challenge the arm of Singleton because it indicates right field. So Sample's speed is a 5. I think we might try that. Let's check Singleton. Kenny Singleton. All right, so his arm in right field is a 3. So how this goes, if we're challenging the outfielder's arm, it's the speed plus all the dice has to beat the arm plus 10. So we got to beat 13. So we got a speed of 5. All we need is an 8 on these 3 dice. All we need is an 8. And we get a 10. We get 10. So Sample will go to third. So that's going to be a hit, a single, and 2 bases on that one. So Soderholm gets the single. Sample, with his speed, goes down to third base as he beats out the throw by Singleton. And I'm going to keep the runner there at first. Gary stops by. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you, Gary, as we play a little bit of season ticket baseball here. I printed out a whole bunch of seasons yesterday. I was telling people I went through a whole ream of 110-pound cardstock. I just printed and cut yesterday. It was really fun. The completionist in me wants to keep printing and get all the seasons done, but that's a lot of printing. It's a lot of. I just had to order some more paper because I ran out of paper. Because I blew through so many. I get so many products now. I get so many seasons for season ticket, and I want to add some more. So I printed out 78 Red Sox and Yankees so I could play the Bucky Dent game. I printed out a ton of 15 to 20 teams here in 79 so I can use them in my 79 replay. The 1980 playoffs, the final 4 teams I printed out. 86, I did Sox, Angels, and Mets so Sox should play both of them. And 2004, I think I did Sox, Yankees, and Cardinals, so I could play them. And then 1995, I printed out the Sox, Cleveland, and Atlanta. So I'll have the Sox play Cleveland, and win or lose, I'll have them play Atlanta at some point. So I got printed up a whole bunch of little fun projects, mostly around the Red Sox. All right, so now we're going to go to the, here we are, one away. Runners at the corners, and it's Sundberg. So Baltimore will be back playing double play depth. That's how I'm going to play this. A 328. Okay, so that's an F9 plus. And on an F9 plus, I think that's going to be a tag. Hang on a sec. F9 plus. R3 tags and scores. Yeah, on a plus. So we will get a runner in. So F9 plus. R2D2 here could challenge the throw if he wants to. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to have Soderholm try to run the second. So a 328 is hit in the right field. Singleton's going to make the catch, and Sample will score. So we have a run in. So F9, R3 will tag and score. And we got a run on the board here. It's 1-0 for the Rangers on the hit to right field by Sundberg. Bump Willis coming up. He's 0 for 1 with a pop up to third base, and there's 2 away, but the Texas Texans, they get a run here. A 3-0-7, struck him out. He goes down swinging. And so that is that. But the Rangers do pick up 1. And we will go to the bottom of the second. And here we are. Boy, these cards come out. See how clean these cards come out? I keep talking about that because a lot of times you cut the cards and you got to kind of eyeball it and it's not centered. These are centered so perfectly on the page that all you got to do is cut it to thirds and then cut it in half and they're perfect. There's no eyeballing or anything, you know. And just think, I could be at a $70 buffet right now. I know. The wife's upstairs. I just was talking to her. She's going to be heading out shortly to do that. I feel bad. I should be going, but at the same time, I gotta stop. I can't because I know how much I will eat if I'm paying. You know how it is. It's a mindset. It's in your head. You know, if you buy something, you want to get some value out of it, and I would be so tempted to pig out. I mean, chances are I could have stuck with all the good food, but there's gonna be so many desserts and carbohydrates. I had plenty of carbohydrates last night when I went out with friends, so I don't want to have any more. But yeah, and 007 stops by. Happy Thanksgiving here. Just play a little bit of morning baseball before I head out on my adventures. DeCinces coming up here. Again, this is a big game for both teams. It's Baltimore, again, game and a half back of the Yankees. And Texas, they're in third place. They're 6.5 back, but if they can catch fire here, they can make a run for it along with the White Sox. And I like playing the bubble teams. And I will play first place teams too. All right, so DeCinces. A 2, a 6, and a 7. DeCinces a righty. So the righty on the righty, a 2, 6, and a 7. And 2, 6, 7. DeCinces rocks this one into left field. Power of 7. Oliver looking up. So 7 plus the blue and the white. This has a chance. A 7 and a 7 is 14. And no, he will make the catch deep at the track. And DeCinces has to go back to the dugout. Oliver, using his speed out there in left field, will haul that in. And that's a long out. We call that a long out. That's what they used to call him. Renicky, his first at-bat. Renicky, a 304. He struck him out. So, Allard fanning someone else. So that's going to be 2 Ks for Allard. Oh, let me take that with me. Rich Dauer. The other thing that's fantastic about these cards, as you can see, everything is labeled. Power, contact, speed, steal, bunt, arm ratings for all their positions, the error ratings for their positions. If they're out of position, page 13 explains how to get results here. I was confused at that at first. That's probably the toughest part of the game is if they're out of position and they're not listed here is to go to the chart and figure it out, but I did that. It's easy. The batting's all listed here, even on the pitcher. Everything, stamina, hold, pickoff. There's never a doubt. You know, there's some cards that just have numbers and symbols and letters, and you got to figure it out and try to remember them. There's no figuring out. Everything is labeled. It's my OCD really likes these cards because I don't have to ever think about anything. It's all right here. So anyway, so we got Dauer coming up now with 2 away. And a 141 and lined it right at the shortstop. Bell grabs it, and that stung. But he is out. And they go down 1, 2, and 3. So let's go to the top of the third. It's still 1-0 Texans. As Flanagan comes up. Mike from the truck coming by. Thanks, Mike. Hope things are going well. I should be playing football today on Thanksgiving, right? Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight when I come home, I'll pull out some Pro Strategy football, play some football on Thanksgiving, as you do. How many games they got today? They got 14 NFL games now? I forget. There used to be the 1, then it was a 2, and now everyone has a home game on Thanksgiving, it feels like. Oh, well. Mickey Rivers, 0 for 1 with a ground ball. 374. And a 374 is right here. That's a ground ball down to second base. Dauer picks it up and makes the catch. I don't know if you caught last night, the chat that ID, Jester, and myself did. That was a fun one. And we got talking about a lot of things. We got talking about, how we'd rather play these games than to watch them on TV. And even that little ground ball, when I looked at the chart and it said ground ball to second, you picture that ground ball bouncing down to second base, in your mind. So I don't know about you guys, the entire time I play these games, even on the computer like this, I'm kind of visualizing it, and I'm there watching it play out. Even when I was doing the arm checks, and it's like, oh, I gotta take a few minutes to figure out, a minute to figure out the arm rolls and whole bit. I'm still picturing that guy coming around the base, and then the guy cocking his arm. I don't know about you, but I tend to really kind of get into that. I really do. So anyway, Kenny's stopping by. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Alan, happy Thanksgiving to you, and thanks for coming by and checking out a little bit of morning baseball or late morning baseball. If I was over at my uncle's house right now, I know I'd be eating like all the shrimp cocktail and stuff, and so I'm trying to go over there as late as possible, so I don't eat too much. So that's why I'm playing some baseball, doing the best I can. One away to Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell has got a double in this game. We have a 647 for Buddy Bell, so we're going to go over here to Memorial Stadium. A 647 is going to be grounded down to first. 637. I'm sorry, there's a fly ball in the center field. And coming over is Bunbury. Bunbury will make that routine catch, and Bell is away, and there's 2 outs now to Al Oliver. Oh, this is one cut that I didn't make very good. My cuts are always pretty good. This is one cut that's a little short. Al Oliver is going to be a little short of my cut. A 3-0-2. Struck him out. Flanagan. That's his second K of the day. And Oliver goes down, and that is that. So, let's go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 for the Texas Texans. Mike in the truck says, Dallas and Detroit still host the game per tradition. Then they added an evening matchup at 8 p.m. with random teams. Plus, this year they have introduced the Black Friday game. It's out of hand, yeah. Yep, Summerall leads there. Thanks for coming by today. Isn't it out of hand? And the other thing is, like, why would you spend money on the Sunday ticket with all these games during the week now? I mean, back in the day, it was Monday night football and everything on Sunday. So it made sense to get the ticket, the season ticket, or the direct TV ticket, because you could, there was so many games on Sunday that you didn't watch. Now you get Thursday, right? Now you got Sunday night. And you got Monday night, and plus the games on national TV. So if you get the direct ticket there for the football, how many games are there to actually watch that are not available? Back in the day, it was such a better deal because you had so many games that were not televised in your area. Now, especially this weekend, 3 today, 1 tomorrow. I don't know if they have Sunday night and Monday night, but what's that going to leave for Sunday? I mean, what are you going to get, 1 or 2 games? So you got to really, really like a team to buy that, because it's just, like I say, it is out of control. There's so many games everywhere now. It's just pretty crazy. Today is the day to bust the belly. You are correct, And ASW paid a lot for that Black Friday game. Well, I don't know how many people are going to be sitting home watching TV. I know the Bruins usually play Black Friday and have a matinee game, and I always miss it. I'm always running around doing something. So, and Alan says he paid for Sunday ticket because he roots for the Arizona Cardinals, and they are never shown here in the Philly area. Is that true? You're an Arizona Cardinals fan? I don't know any Arizona Cardinals fans. The only time I see people rooting for Arizona is for them to leave Arizona and go someplace else. Sorry, I mean, if you're a Cardinals fan, that's good, but it's kind of like being a Browns fan. But yeah, that's how you would get the season ticket, though, is if there's a team that never shows, especially a team like Arizona, who's not high on the list for CBS. It really isn't. And Sunday ticket is a waste according to the chat room. Yep. Mike in the truck. Stopped watching Monday Night Football for the most part when I left ABC and went to ESPN. I listen because I work Monday nights, so I listen on the radio while I'm at work. Is what I do. And some roads leads there says he is the MLB and NBA, and those are worth it. Yeah, well, there's a ton more games. The games are going all week long. I had the ESPN Plus for a while when they got NHL, and that was a great deal because you get everything on ESPN Plus. You have all your college sports and your weird sports, I'll call them, outside the major four. But then you have all the NHL too. It was a great deal. I don't know if it was $15 a month, and maybe $8 a month if you got it with Hulu. But I mean, that was a deal. I mean, you got a ton of sports plus all the NHL. That was a steal. So there's way better values than the NFL ticket, especially nowadays. So Alan says there's one Cardinals fan, and that's him. So we have a celebrity. We have a celebrity here, folks. Where's my? So yeah, big round of applause. We have the one Arizona Cardinals fan in the nation here in our chat room today. What are the chances? What are the chances? What next? Taylor Swift's going to stop by? You know? And 007 says, you can't go wrong with Tecmo Bowl. No, you can't. You can't go wrong with Tecmo Bowl. Sunday ticket basically gets you an extra game at 4 p.m. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It is. Maybe one game at 1 and one game at 4. You know, but aside from that, you can, you know, I used to like the Red Zone. I used to have that till they changed the package and wanted to charge me more. But the Red Zone, you get everything too. You can sit there all day with the Red Zone. But now the NFL Network will bounce around as well. So that's kind of like Red Zone Light. So I'll just leave it on the NFL Network. Oh boy, dogs here. Hey, I'm broadcasting. They don't care. Here we go. Dempsey, as the dogs continue to bark. Dempsey, a 317. Strike him out. Allard, that's going to be his third K of the day. And he goes down swinging. Bumbry, Bumbles bounce. He's 1 for 1. Bumbry, 606. That's not going to be good. 606, and strike him out with a K. Boy, Allard mowing him down here. And the Orioles, not the time for the Orioles to be playing some bad ball. I tell you, they really do need to get back into the winning ways if they want to catch the Yankees. Belanger, he's got a single. 1, 4, 8, and he's going to get a walk. So Allard with a couple of Ks, and now a walk. And we're going to walk this way as Singleton comes up to the plate. Kenny Singleton, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 328. Guess what? He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. We'll see ya. So they leave another man on. And we go to the 4th. Here with season ticket baseball. 1-0. Texas Texans. Flanagan back on the mound here. So he's good for 5 innings before he's got to look at his stamina. And here's the pitch. A 1, 5, and a 1. And it's a fly ball in the right field. Singleton comes in down the line and will make the catch. John Ellis is 0 for 1. 3, 4, 4. Strike him out. Flanagan. That's going to be his third K of the day. And there's 2 away here in the Texas 4th. Billy Sample. Let's see if he can give us a good sample here. Billy Sample, a 1, 6, and a 5. Taps it. No, he's going to draw the walk. I thought he hit it back to the pitcher, but his patience paid off. He's going to get the walk after fouling one off. And Texas has another runner on. I'm interested to see how many are left on base. There's got to be a way of checking that in the box score. So Flanagan now to Soderholm, who's got a single in this game. And a 258. And, against the righty, 258. So Soderholm's a righty. It's a 258. Double take here. Fly ball in the right field. So he hit it off the end of the bat. Singleton will scoop that up, and that'll do it for the Texans. So the Orioles come back out. Murray will lead things off. As Allard pitching very well here, so we're in the bottom of the 4th right now. So there's no threat for stamina just yet. Although I think if you let up 5 runs, something happens. Maybe not. No, fatigue starts at 0 when the pitcher enters the game. Rating is the number of innings you can pitch without the risk of fatigue. Okay. So starter is 6 and relief is 3. Okay, good to know. Murray, 0 for 1. 134. Murray, 0 for 2 with a fly ball into left field. Lee May. He may or may not get a hit today. He's 0 for 1. A 2, a 7, and a 9. So he's a righty. And a 2, 7, and a 9. And, May gets a hold of this one. This is deep left field. Oliver going back into the corner. Power of 8, plus a couple of die. And, look at this. We got a 14 and 8, a 22 into left field. That is gone. Lee May. He may or may not have hit a home run. He did. Cranking that one deep into left field. And it is 1-1 on the homer by Lee May. So, again, we're looking at extra innings. That'd be funny if I missed dinner today because I'm playing extra innings. All righty, so DeCinces comes up with 1 away. A 2-14 for DeCinces, and that's going to be hit down to short, and it's going to be an easy play. So now there's 2 gone to Gary Roenicke, our left fielder today. Roenicke's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 601 plus 5 is a 606. It won't matter. Strike him out again. 2 Ks for Roenicke. And now we got to start thinking about pinch hitting for guys to keep striking out. That's what I do. I'm a cruel, but I'm a fair manager when it comes to yanking people that don't perform for me. All right, so that was that. So we're going to bring up the next team to hit. Sundberg will come out against Flanagan. Try to get my cards here. I'm trying to figure out which way I got to go here to get them on the screen a little bit better. All right, Sundberg now. He is 0 for 0 with a sacrifice as the dogs continue to bark. So it must be everybody's walking their dogs by my house right now. That's what's going on. So you're going to hear them because they're home. Lovely. 4-13 against a lefty. And that's going to be hit down to third base. DeCinces scoops it up. The long throw, and Sundberg, with not a lot of speed, is easily thrown out. Bump Willis. Let's see what he can do here. Come on, Bumpster. Got to do the bumpty bump. And a 4-19 against the lefty. And a 4-19 that's hit down the short as well. Belanger will make that play. And Willis with the speed. Oh, he almost beat that out. He was close. That was a close play at first base. We'll say that. And now Mickey Rivers. 0 for 2. Mickey Rivers. 584. This is going to be hit to center field to Bunbury. They got my Bunbury card. Where's my Bunbury card? There it is. In the center field to Bunbury. And a 584 is an out. A nice catch there. Deep fly ball. Bunbury going back. Had to look over his shoulder. But Rivers hit that one deep, but Bunbury will make the catch, and that'll do it. So, we move on. I still can't get my cards centered. Sorry about that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm looking at my monitor here, which is my phone. I'm just not very centered. Hang on a second. Let me just double check this here. I'm way off. There we go. How about that? Yeah, I was going the wrong way. All right, so we're in the bottom of the 5th now. Allard still on the mound. He's going to be facing Dower here. He's in some Dower straits right now. It's 1-1. 6, 5, and a 3 plus 5 for the home team is a 6, 5, 8. And that's going to be hit down to second base. And Willis, what you talking about, Willis? Will make the play. Dempsey, 0 for 1. We have a 577. So this is hit into left field to Oliver. Let me get my Oliver card now. There's Al Oliver. Hit into left field with a 577. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to go to page 13 to sort this out. Because he's rated for center field, but he's in left. So let's see if we can do this together. Page 13 is your friend. So I'm on page 13. So he's in left field. So for the outfielder, we look at the blue die. It's a 7. is it less than his range? So in left field, it is not. It is greater than his range. Okay, now is it less than a 7 or greater than a 7? It's actually a 7, so if we look here, so the 7 is greater than his range, and it's equal to or less than 7. That's going to be a double. His arm rating is a 4, so that's going to be a double plus. Okay, so that's going to be a double. See, that wasn't too bad. I'm getting a little bit better than that. Like I say, when this is where their main position is. If they're playing in a different position, you do got to go calculate that, but you see how fast that was? That was a piece of cake. So that's going to be a double if I did that correctly. If I didn't and somebody knows that, let me know. Yeah, when I do that with OBS, it's infinite. I know, but I'm capturing my whole screen. So that's the only way I can really see what's happening. I have my little iPhone over here, but yeah, I know that infinite screen sucks, but that's the only way I can sometimes check that, unfortunately. I don't like to do that, but when I get into a pinch and I'm not, sometimes my phone doesn't show me everything, then I want to make sure it's right. So yeah, that's the lovely thing about this game here. Will not capture. I've tried to capture this game and it won't capture. I don't know what it is about this particular game. Maybe it's because it's on Steam or it's online, but my software, OBS, will not capture this game as a game, so I have to capture the whole screen. So that's kind of how that goes. Like I said, it's only for a second, but that's the lovely things about streaming. So we have Bunbury coming up here. 1 away. Dempsey is the go-ahead run at second. Bunbury up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. All right, Allard with the pitch. 207 against the lefty. That's going to be a 407 against the righty. And that's going to be a 3-6. So that's going to be hit down to first base. And if it's hit to first base, I think the runner moves over here, if I'm not mistaken. If I look at my chart here, and again, different games do it differently, but I'm pretty sure all runners advance on a ground out, except if it's hit to the pitcher, catcher, short, or third. So it's going to be hit to first. Ellis will handle that himself, and the runner will go to third. So Dempsey at third, the go-ahead run, it's going to be Belanger. And let's see what Belanger can do. We have a 488 against the righty. And, this is hit deep into center field. But Rivers back with his speed will make the catch. And that'll be the third out, so there's no tagging up of anybody. So that is that. So now Flanagan's in the sixth, so he can technically start getting some stamina problems. Alrighty. So anytime somebody gets on base, we got some stamina problems. All right, so here we go. Buddy Bell, 1 for 2. We're in the sixth. 242 against the righty. 242. Struck him out. So Bell goes down. That's strikeout number 4 for Flanagan. Oliver. A 6-6 and a 1. A 6-6 and a 1. Second base. Dower coming over. Easy throw. And that's out. I used to play second base. That was my position. Jamie stopping by. Hit deep, and Belanger never ends well. This is true. PJ coming by. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And now we have, with 2 outs, it's Richie Zisk, who's 0 for 2. 2 flyouts to right field, the opposite side, if you can believe it. Here we go. We have a 311. Struck him out. So, Flanagan doing well, no fatigue whatsoever. And now it's going to be Singleton coming up here to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. So, Allard can go through this inning without any major issues. Here we go. A 362. And this is going to be Singleton hits this deep into right field. Zisk will come over, and Richie will make that play down there in the corner over there in front of all those fans in right field. Eddie Murray, 0 for 2. 2 flyouts to left field. 637 plus 5 is 642. 642. This time he's going to fly ball into center field. So Rivers will come over, and he will call everybody off, and he will make the catch. And we're still tied at 1 here with 2 outs. Overtime looming again here on the channel. How many times do we have that, right? All righty, so let's continue on here. Lee May, all he did is homer. He brought in the only run of the day back in the 4th inning for the Orioles. A 1, 6, and a 9. He's going to nub this down the first base to flip to the pitcher, and that'll end that. So, it's a pitcher's duel. If you like pitcher's duels, this is kind of that. And now Flanagan, again, we're in the 7th, so he can technically start getting fatigued. So I will make my little notes over here if I need to make sure that the runners are, the pitchers are fatigued properly. Even though I still kind of use the digital diamond fatigue meter when they start getting tired. I think I try to be consistent with that, but I also try to be faithful to the game best I can. John Ellis, 0 for 2. 4, 6, and a 2 against the lefty. 4, 6, and a 2, and he's going to get on base with a single. So, Ellis rocks one out there. He's not really a threat to steal. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but Sample is a good bunter with a 6. So we're gonna set up for the bunt because we need to get a runner in scoring position. All right, so I got my little chart here. Here we go. Sample with the bunt. His bunt is a 6 plus all 3 die. So we get a 10. We have 13 and 6 is 19. 19 is a good sacrifice to third base. So he drops it down. And coming in is DeCinces. His only play is the first, and he gets the sacrifice hit. So now, with 1 away, the go-ahead run for the Texas Rangers is at second base. And it's Soderholm, who's 1 for 2. Soderholm, a 4.83 against the lefty. 4.8. Oh, and that's 1 fatigue, by the way, for Baltimore. So I need to write that down. It's 1 fatigue for Baltimore. 4.83 against a lefty is a fly ball in the center at the left plus. So that's hit deep into the gap. Ellis will tag up and go to third base on the deep fly ball. So F7, and I think if I just hit R2, he moves along. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now with 2 away, Sundberg comes up. All he needs to do is poke one into the outfield to get an infield hit. And his team will be leading. Here we go. Ellis 90 feet away. Here comes the pitch. Hit back to the mound. 5-11. And he's just going to flip that to first base, and that'll do it. So, Flanagan helps his own cause with a nice defensive play. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, and we're still tied at 1-1. All right, so now Allard with a stamina of a 6, he can now get fatigued for Texas. All right, just to let everybody know, that's how season ticket does it. Allard with, what has he got today? 6 innings, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 hits, 6 Ks, 1 home run. He's faced 23 batters. I like how that's all laid out here on the left. I do. DeCinces up. We got a 3, 5, and a 6. And that's going to be hit down the shortstop. Bell makes the play. I was going to say Buddy Bell. Then I was going to say Art Bell. But it's neither one of those, is it? Renicky, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Renicky, a 5-1-3, hits it back to the mound. And it's going to be a flip over to first base on the G1. So Renicky, 2 strikeouts and tapped it back to the mound. And, yep, he hasn't got anything past the pitcher today. Dower up now. Dower with a 124. Fly ball, left field. Oliver in shallow left will make the catch. So we go to the 8th. We could be here all day. I'm starting to get hungry. It's 1-1. Okay. Bump Willis, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. against Flanagan, who's got a 1 fatigue. A 398. And that's going to be a single. So we have another runner on, and that's 2 fatigue now for Flanagan here in the 8th inning. Mickey Rivers comes up. I think we're going to let him hit. I've been doing a lot of bunting, but I'm going to let him hit. All right, that's what we're going to do. I keep screwing up my my thing here. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. Mickey Rivers, man on first. Mickey Rivers at 325. And he's going to nub this down to third base, and his speed, he's going to beat it out. He's going to beat it out, and we have 2 on and nobody out here in the Texas 8th inning. So now Flanagan here, getting kind of tired. 2 fatigue. We're going to leave him in against Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell, a 2-4-7. Buddy Bell's a righty, a 2-4-7. Struck him out. That's a big whiff for Flanagan. And it's Al Oliver now. Oliver, 699 plus 20. That's deep center field. Oh, we got to check. Power of 5. Oliver goes deep to center field. Bunbury on his horse. A power of 5. With a 16 and a 5 to 20. That is gone. Al Oliver sends this into the nether regions. And that's going to be a home run. That's a 3-runner. Yep. And that is that. So 4-1, and that's going to be it for Flanagan. So we got to go to the pen. So Flanagan, he is fatigued beyond relief now. I'm not saying that cost him a home run. That probably would have been gone anyway. But yeah, I kept him in too long. All right, who do we got here? Stanhouse, Martinez. We got Tippy Martinez, McGregor. McGregor's in the rotation. Stanhouse is my closer. Tippy Martinez, yeah, Tippy Martinez will come in. So Tippy Martinez will be our pitcher. And he'll come in for Baltimore. But now it's 4-1. So I don't know. Has the damage been done? We'll find out. Richie Zisk comes up now with the bases empty. So there's no more fatigue anymore. I got a 587. This is going to be hit to center field to Bunbury. 587 to Bunbury. That's going to drop in for a double. Richie Zisk gets the double. And, boy, the Texas Rangers are not done here in the top of the 8th as Martinez gives up the double. John Ellis, 1 for 3 today. We got a 627. And that's going to be a pop-up to the shortstop. So Belanger makes the catch and is 2 away. So can Tippy get out of this inning? He's got to face Sample. Billy Sample, who's 1 for 1 today. He's got a single, a walk, and then a sacrifice. So he's had a very productive day at the plate. Man in scoring position, a 100 is going to be a 300, and that struck him out. So Martinez gets the whiff. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, but now the Orioles, they're in some trouble. They trail 4-1. Allard still on the mound here. He's not fatigued, so we're going to keep playing him. He's getting there, though. Dempsey, 299. And that's, Dempsey. That's going to be a deep drive into left field with a power of 4. Dempsey got a hold of this one. A power of 4. I have the power. We got a 10. We got a 14. And it's going to be caught by Oliver. He got it, but he didn't get all of it. And Dempsey is caught in deep left field, just short of the home run. That was close. Al Bumbry, 1 for 3 today. Big Al, 501. We got a rare play. All right. Let's go to my rare play chart. And I think we're going to go to page 30. All right. We got a rare play, folks. I was just about to say we had like 3 rare plays in the last game. I haven't had one today. All right. So we got a 609 rare play, bases empty. 609. 609. What do we got here? Deep drive to left field. He crashes into the wall and falls down. I think. Hang on a sec. Rare plays. Just want to make sure. Because it says something about R2, but I don't have an R2. So let's look at this again. 609. So it's a deep drive to center. Center field makes the catch, but crashes into the wall and falls down. All runners tag and advance 1 base. R2 may score. Left field is injured on the play. We're not going to play that. We're just going to play it as a he makes the catch, and there's nobody on base, so it's going to be a fly ball. It's going to call that a fly ball to Oliver. I'm not going to play any injuries today. So a fly ball into left field. Oliver crashes into the wall. He's going to stay into the game. He checks with the trainer. He's okay, and there's 2 away. So 2 drives into left field, and Oliver had to make 2 big catches. That's kind of how that looked. All right, so now it's Belanger. Oh, another rare play. Holy cow. Back-to-back rare plays. What are the chances? So now we have a 291. Let's check what 291 is on the rare play. So a 291 says single to left field. If the white die is higher than the left field is fielding, so boy, Oliver's had a busy inning, the batter advances to second base on an error. So let's check the left fielder's rating. Let's check Oliver. Al Oliver's rating in left field. So we're checking his, what are we checking now? The 291. We're checking his fielding rating. His fielding is a 7. Is the white die higher than his rating? Yes. So he'll go to second base on an error. So now it's going to be hit into left field. It's going to be an error. So I think this is going to be a swing. It's going to be a, let me see if I can get this right. A single with an error. So 1B and E7. One B and E7. Let's try that. And Belanger ends up on second base. Okay, cool. Got it right. All right, so we got some rare plays. We got some new things going on. So Belanger at second. And Allard is fatigued now. And so we're going to take him out. He did well. He went into the 8th. So Allard will come out. Let's go to our pen. And let's see who we have now. So we have 9 available pitchers. Oh, Sparky Lyle. Do I really have Sparky Lyle? John Henry Johnson. Sparky Lyle. Yes. We'll bring in Sparky Lyle here. I like Sparky Lyle. So Sparky Lyle comes in the pitch. And now we got a fresh pitcher for the Rangers. So here we are in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, man on second. Ken Singleton, 0 for 3 today. Facing Sparky Lyle, 256. He's a switch hitter, so he's going to be a righty. 256 says what? Oh, boy. 256 is deep left field. Singleton rocks this deep in the left field. Power of 9. Oliver, who's had a nasty inning, can he make this play? Power of 9. We have 13, we have 14, 20. That's gone. Just what we needed. a home run by Singleton. So Sparky Lyle comes in and gives up the home run, and it's 4-3. Don't go anywhere. Some roads ask, do I think I'd consider a Steam Deck? PSF and OOTP play great on it. Curious your thoughts on the platform and potential games you'd target. I would. I did look into the Steam Deck. I wanted to play Franchise Hockey Manager on it, but I guess it doesn't work. There's a few games I thought about playing on it, but quite frankly, I had a couple of mobile devices like that, and I just don't play them much. It's either my computer or my phone. So the Steam Deck, if I have the Steam Deck, I'd be playing it in the house, and I might as well just come down and play it on the computer and have the full power of the computer. But I did look into them, and I just never pulled the trigger on them. I mean, there's a couple games I like to play in bed maybe, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that. But it looks interesting. So look at that now. So it's 3-2. Sparky Lyle shaking his head. Can he get this guy out? A .598. This is hitting the right field to Zisk, and I think this is going to drop in. .598. That's going to be a single. So the Orioles are not done as Murray goes to the opposite field. And Lee May coming up, and he may or may not tie this game here in the 8th. Here we go. We have a 6-3-2. And I think if I go to my Memorial Stadium, 6-3-2, fly ball to center field. Rivers will come down with this. And Rivers makes the catch, and we will get out of this inning. So they get a couple on the home run, and they've tightened things up as we go to the 9th. Tippy Martinez comes back out. He's in relief. So now, as Dwayne Martz stops by, happy Thanksgiving, Dwayne. As we try to wrap things up here so I can go to my lunch. I'm getting hungry now. I want some turkey. Tippy Martinez is now, because you only get the one stamina, this is the second inning, so he can get rocked now as Soderholm comes to the plate. A 2-0-5 against the righty. So that's going to be a 4-0-5, and he gets a walk. So Martinez now is got one fatigue happening. And Sundberg comes up. Sundberg's going to swing away. We got a 547. So this is hit down to Dower at second base. And a 547. It's a single in the right field. Now Soderholm can try to go to third. But his two-speed, I don't think he's going to try it. So we're just going to go a single in the right field, and all runners are going to hold. So Tippy Martinez in some trouble here. So that's going to be 2 fatigue now for him. Just to give you an idea. Bump Willis coming up. 1 for 4. And a 192. And, oh, no. That's going to be a bloop single. And just out of the reach of the infield. And the bases are loaded with absolutely nobody out for Mickey Rivers, who's 1 for 4 with a single. A chance, and that's another one here. So he's 3 fatigue right now. So we're going to have to go to the pen because we can't have a 3 fatigue guy out here in the 9th. Who can we bring in? Wow, it says Palmer's a relief pitcher, huh? So we have who's my closer? I like how they put the closer on here, because I don't know who my closers are. Okay, is it Stanhouse? Yeah, okay. I like how they put that here in see that little CL? So he's the closer. So I do like how I remember that season ticket did that. I really like that. It really helps out people like me. Stanhouse will come in. They're going to need the closer now here in the 9th to try to shut the door. All righty, so here we are. Stanhouse comes in with the bases loaded. Tough position for him. The infield will be in, by the way. So we're going infield in. So let me get my strategy chart so I can go infielders in. Okay, so outfield in. Bringing the infield in. Okay, so I have my chart here so I can look because infield in's a little bit different than everything else. Okay, so infield is in, so I got to keep track of that. Infield in. It's Rivers. We have a 567. So this is hit to Belanger at shortstop. All right, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be a hit into left field. Now, does Sundberg want to try to come around and score? We can challenge the arm of Renicky. Sundberg's speed is a 2, so we're going to hold him up because there's no sense with nobody out. So that's going to be a single. So Stanhouse comes in and gives up a single to Rivers. And there's an insurance run. It's 5-3 Texas. Oh, boy. Here we go. Fun game, though. Fun game. Buddy Bell, 1 for 4. Buddy Bell. And we got a 216 against the righty. And that's going to be a 416 against the righty. And a 416 is a ground ball to second. So now the infield's still in right now. So it's a 4-6. Okay, so on the stadium card only, that would be a hit. So if it goes in, result 4-6. Okay. So let me check my chart here. So it's a 4-6. So it's going to be, the runner's going to hold, it's going to be 4-3. And then everybody else, so everybody's going to stay. All right, so the runner's not going to go, so it's going to be 4-3, R3 holes. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it's a force. So everybody has to go, right, because the bases are loaded. So infield in, 4-6. He's going to come home with it. He's going to try to come home with it. And if I have the question mark, R3 tries to score. So it's the speed versus the fielder's arm. So this is hit down to Dower. Speed versus the fielder's arm. So we're going to challenge the speed. So the speed of Sundberg, this is where it gets confusing, but it's still kind of fun. So the speed of Sundberg is a 2. So he gets 2 plus 10. So he's a 12. So it's hit down to Dower. Dower trying to come home with it. His arm plus the 3 dice. So I have a 12. I got to beat a 12. It's a speed 2, and his arm is 2. So it's a wash. So I need to roll the 3 dice. I need a 10 or better to throw him out at the plate. And, oh, I just get him. I just get him at the plate. Holy cow. So this is going to be a G4-2. And that's it. Yep, that's it. So they get him at the plate. So the infield's in, and it pays off. So he's out at the plate. Whoo! So Stanhouse now has 1 away, so now we can play double play depth. All right, so playing the infield in kind of worked on that one. Okay, that was kind of fun, actually. And again, this is not a difficult game. There's just a lot of things to remember, and that was fun. I had fun with that. All right, here we go. It's going to be Oliver now. He's 1 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs because of that home run. He's been the killer today for the Orioles. A 4-6-8 against the righty. And this is going to be a fly ball into deep center field. Bunbury will make the catch, but Willis and Rivers will tag up. So fly ball center field, R3 and R2 will move up, if I'm correct. Yes, got it right. I love when I get it right on the codes, so I don't have to go look it up. So another run comes in. So Stanhouse now not getting he came in with the bases loaded. It wasn't his fault. So he's given up a couple of runs as the Texas Rangers has opened this up. Zisk, 3-21. Struck him out, and we get out of the inning, but the damage has been done, folks. The damage has been done. And the Orioles will come up with their last hope here. Now, Sparky Lyle can be fatigued because he's already pitched an inning, so he can be fatigued. So here we go. 6-3 Rangers here on Thanksgiving Day. Hope you're enjoying this one. And the Senseis will start us off. with a 367. Struck him out. There's one away. And the Orioles are starting to choke here in my 79 replay. I played a lot of Orioles games. Renicky, 4-6-2. And hit down the shortstop. And he is thrown out. So Dower is the last hope. It's down to our Dower Straits right now. As Cheesy Poof comes by. Holy cow, Cheesy Poof. I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Good to see the Cheesy Poof come by. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat room. And just in time to see the Orioles blow this one. 6-3 Rangers, 2 outs. Sparky Lyle trying to nail it down. Rich Dower at the plate. A 3-3-0. Hits it down to Bump Willis. No, I'm sorry. Hits it down to Soderholm. And Soderholm scoops this up on the G5 and throws him out. And that will do it. The final score, Texas 6 and the Baltimore Orioles just have 3. That was fun. A little bit of everything in that one. Slow start, but we get up to that. So we'll save this here. Save and exit, as we like to do. We'll get rid of my my ball roller here. Don't need that anymore. So we'll fast play the day. Okay. And now we'll see how the standings look here as we are in October 21st, I think it is. So the Yankees have won 2 in a row. Orioles now 2.5 back after that loss. The Sox and the Tigers both winning to keep pace, if you will, in the AL East. The National League East, it's all Pittsburgh. 18.5 game lead over the Cardinals. I've printed out Pittsburgh and Cincinnati because I figure they're going to play in the playoffs, but I have not printed out anybody else from the National League because there's just no reason to play them right now, sadly. In the AL West, California has lost and wins by Texas, and the White Sox have inched them closer. Even the Seattle Mariners are only 6.5 back. So a couple of races going on in the American League, not so much in the National League. And so that is that. So let me see if I can come back to Studio B here. Yep, there we go. A little off center on my camera. Hopefully that'll fix it. There we go. And yeah, that is that. So hope you guys had some fun as you're ready to head out for your Thanksgiving day, or maybe you're already home doing. But thanks for tuning in as we played a little bit of baseball. I was set up for season ticket baseball, so that's what I went with. Maybe tonight, even late tonight, I might jump on with some footballs. We can play some football on a Thanksgiving turkey day. But thanks for tuning in. We had a fun chat last night. We had a lot of people in the chat last night. If you watched some of that, it was a good discussion. I like having discussions like that. We can have some fun and chat about the games that we love playing, and that's what it's all about. It's really kind of enjoying what we do, and that's what we did yesterday and last night, up to the wee hours. Me and ID having a nice chat. Some great questions, too, were asked, and we had some good discussions. But anyway, yeah, we played a little bit of season ticket baseball today, having fun with that. I need to switch back to my payoff pitch, I think, or my pocket pennant run. I like to bounce around with the games. But you know how it is. Sometimes you get on a game and you get in the groove, so you want to stick with it. I'm kind of in a season ticket groove right now. I got it moving, so I kind of like to stay with that for a little bit. So thanks to everyone who tuned in last night and tuned in to today. Life's been busy, says Cheesy Poof. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we're doing okay here. We've had some ups and downs with our physical health this year, but we're trying to plow through and do the best we can. So anyway, that is that. I will talk to everybody later.